Disney would have been amazing for the Sonic movies. No! No, fuck no. Not for the train wreck that was the Star Wars sequel trilogy. That trilogy hurt my brain. That I don't see Disney as the sweetest company of all time. I think Disney, their goal is to own every film in the business, no matter how good. And they just want to own everything, no matter they want to, and nobody else to have films other than them. And you know what? I understand, but I want you to listen here. I don't think Disney should own that. Not at all. And I think Disney has just failed as a company. DreamWorks has proven themselves worthy. Which is why if you had to do an animated, it must be under Sony Pictures Animation or DreamWorks. Cannot be done under Disney. Nada. Not a chance. Apparently, according to these people, they must live in a timeline. Disney didn't ruin Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar. They didn't introduce a giant Pixar theory with the 2013 film. I must not name. Because I hate it. I genuinely hate it. And company that ruined Star Wars with a character named Rey and scrapped Kyra for no reason. And a company that genuinely didn't give a shit about actually telling good stories with Marvel. Actually, they're screwed. This is why I'm saying, you know what? Ban this shit. All we know, maybe my kids shouldn't be watching Disney or Wilfred's Next Life Self because I do not think these are for children. I'm starting to see the vulgarities, the sexualities, the cinematic blackface of these movies, and I'm like, oh, no. This is not how you do things, Disney. Granted, their fight scenes are worse than anything George Lucas could ever come up with. He came with fire fight scenes. Straight fire. The first six movies. And the games. Disney is so idiotic. I didn't like Snow White. If it was up to me, I would have not made the live action remakes at all. Made 3D CG animated remakes in the style of Pixar movies. All the Disney classics. Not live action. Why? Then the correct way to do it. Because then you would have actually remade it in a similar art style to that, and it would have been beautiful. Beautiful to witness the Lion King in 3D CG animation, not live action. I'm like, you have no clue what the hell you're doing, Disney. What's worse, you want to return to 2D, making those Pixar-style remakes of Disney movies impossible. Now you've... Look, Walt was a good man. The way these modern vandalists has handled the company disgusts me. I'm like, this is the reason why I like this company. I don't even think Walt was pure. The only pure, non-corrupt person. George. You need to be more like George Lucas, not himself. He was a 33rd degree Mason, possibly 99th, a cult member. He was a bad person. up there with like Steve Jobs, where he was a literal brutal way that I think he was good that he died. Because then Apple didn't have to go through the abuse that the other employees had to go through. A huge party being hosted over there. Hotel OJ party. Yeah. But here's the thing, right? Ready for this? Ready? I don't think Disney is capable of making good stories. I really don't, because they have proven time and time again. We don't give a shit. Not only do they not give a shit, they'd rather make films for rage bait purposes. Of course, and they, if they bought AMC, be the only company showing their movies in theaters. They would not let any other movie company show movies in theaters other than them. It's all about they. It's all about them, not you, not the creator, destroyer of the properties. It's all about Walt, the guy who literally vandalized shit. Oh, this is not the sweetest company of all time. This is the most sour, and I'm like, how could you get Wish wrong? I mean, that movie was the Snow White movie, that should have been canceled. Never even made it into the limelight. Granted, people like Wish. I think about Wish. It was a 2D film, I would have liked it, but they canceled that version. Huge fucking mistake. Huge fucking mistake. Oh, Jeff Bezos owning AMC would be interesting, but then they would give Prime members benefit. But then there would be like because they're not Disney, people show their theater. Disney would only show their movies. Some people would show. Which is why I had to make the hard decision, knowing that this guy bought AMC, be thrown in prison sometime after, and let somebody more competent take a hold of AMC. Are you ready? Elon Musk has to buy AMC. He has to thrown in prison, but like after a Democrat gets office, and he needs to have his business access given to somebody else. And why I chose that. Are you ready for this? Be the long game. Granted, short. We all know the long game works out in the end. How Nintendo actually ended up making better properties, and apparently they were right about something. Now, it's gonna work out here. It was gonna work out if George Lucas played the long game and tried making the sequels himself. But no, he played the short-term game to Disney, and that didn't work. Focus group data do not always mix. When you try using focus group data to tell your stories like a product, creating it for, not even creating it for, like, money, really Disney it, like other companies are. You're creating these focus groups, tell you what audiences want, these woke busters, these realistic games. Granted, there are some good ones. A whole have microtransactions, maybe not realistic, but woke busters, stuff like microtransactions, loot boxes, you name it. Stuff like, I don't know. This is why I don't see movies as be happy. Movies shouldn't be this happy paradise story. Like, you should have have the audacity to tell darker movies, darker stories. Now, because Disney has become a threat, and they want to put, they only, like, the reason why I hate this company hate them with my own guts. Because they're act like a literal villain. Create an empire of joy devoid of anything that would make anything complex and interesting. Such they ruined Star Wars thinking to be happy, go lucky, let's make Jedi Sith no more. Let's make the High Rebellion and the Reverse Order Resistance no more. Let's make it all about Rey. Granted, we didn't get Kyra. Kyra would have been the only good protagonist we could have. What they did. Screwed that up too. Honestly, how can I defend this company? How could I defend it? They took my favorite film franchise and burned it. Never even anything to like pay me by thus a redo of the sequels. I swear we would have. I swear we would have never gotten the sequels we got. Were too corporate driven. This group tested too quote unquote corporate for me to understand how they worked. These movies don't do anything right. Everything wrong. And the fact that this is the thing, right? Not only do they do everything wrong, your childhood under Disney is a trap. Trap designed by actual corporate entities who want to mold your mind into somebody else. Apparently, they don't want people jacking it to San Diego, and they tell the stories the way they do. Guess what, Disney? It ain't gonna work with me. You told it incorrectly, and now us, the writers of us, are gonna go to Hollywood, go to the games industry, go to anime, go anywhere in the television industry, and decide to show you how it's really done. People of us, the people like me who are really fucking disappointed how you treated our favorite film franchise, how you gaslit George. We're gonna try to continue George Lucas's spirit by actually taking lessons from what you did wrong and then becoming creatives ourselves. Create wild and I'm gonna create some wild shit under Multiverse Scenario. Ain't gonna be a Disney movie, and it ain't gonna be a cute and colorful Nintendo game despite its colors. It will be stylized games like Ratchet and Clank and Mario and Zelda, Kirby and Metroid, and there will be animated movies corresponding to them. Granted, there's going to be T to M as well. Live action stuff and the realistic games, which are going to be named Matrix Awakens or level visuals, are also going to be T to M. They're basically going to be like Smash Bros, except fatalities, basically. Like Mario, but instead of it, you got a Bob Rabbit, Riggy and Goo from Anime and Sandy combined. He's literally, like, this is the problem, dude. This is the issue. Genuinely don't know what the hell you're doing. And one of those people who were disappointed with your stories, are going to remember after you use the Panda Stone to shift reality. One of us is going to remember Jack did from yesterday, and we're going to have all day telling people all about what you did. And we will not let you hear the end of it, Disney. Oh. We must mean stopping corporate entity you have become. Deserve Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar. You would have let George Lucas stay on the job. You would have actually given full control. You would have mandated nothing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to corporate mandate anything. Granted, there will be some oversight to make. game and the game side to make sure the games are broken on release. And there will be some oversight to see if like they're gonna try if PRs are gonna not gonna mandate like you do. We're gonna corporate mandate with actual good stories. Site. It won't be mandates. We're not going to. We're gonna the creatives of the companies we buy, the alliance company, to basically make the stories the way they want. Oh, 100% will trust them. The only oversight is we're gonna make sure that the movies don't have any errors, plot holes, and we're gonna make sure that the games don't have any bugs. Genuinely think, hell no, can have anything else. You have ruined so many properties. It is wild. You have ruined everything we love. Eventually, if you go too far one day, it will be time for you to fucking pay. You are evil. You are evil, Disney. You've ruined the properties I used to love, and we need creatives. We need actual creative storytellers to actually come into the industry and actually show you what the hell you did wrong. Okay? This is why I don't like you, Disney. This is why I don't like you. I used to love George's original works, and I still do. George was a masterful man. He made great art. You need art or money, movies to make money. Die on the hill defending that man. I do not like these movies. I do not think Disney World is safe. Not only is it extremely expensive, because Disney Hotel is like $800 plus a night. Cheapest Universal, the most expensive Universal hotel, is $300. That's like a whole dollars right for a Universal Grand Helios hotel. It's awesome. Compared to Disney's $800 a night. Their cheapest hotels. Which one would we rather do? Universal's most expensive, most luxurious hotel. Cheapest price. Or Disney's cheapest hotels for the most expensive price, being $800 for Disney, $300 for Universal. Depending on whom you choose. Not only that, but the Mario Land, if that move land was anything to go by, I knew they were going to do a good job with Universal Monsters Land, Frankenstein, the whole granted Disney with the whole no the whole like with the whole not just the Monsters Land, the Ministry of Magic they did a good job with. But the one I was looking forward to the most, How to Train Your Dragon Land. After seeing videos on it, nailed it. They nailed it. This epic universe doesn't look boring. It's fun, engaging, and actually looks like quality over quantity. You have some serious competition. Problem is, your current Imagineers are not capable of making functioning rides. Ratatouille ride evacuated because fire caught on. Rise of Resistance evacuated because the road broke down. Granted, that is the safest one you've made thus far, because you could just have them walk out. There's nothing midair or anything in water or whatever. Then you have Titan's Bane Adventure. Also broke down day one. What do you think this Monsters Inc. ride is gonna be? Think it's gonna be safe with a vertical lift and mid-air suspension indoors? People have proven not only have the 3 rides I mentioned broken down, either eventually recently opened, either eventually broke down or just broke down one, continued to break down after breaking down day one. But also, this I do not have faith in. I get somebody injured. They might die due to that ride if it breaks down. Universal has all your former employees fired or laid off because they're white straight men like me. Because not only were they white straight men like me, they were also not only white men, they also were the most talented people you had. You fired all of them or laid them all off because of the basis of their skin tone, not good, DEI bullshit. They went to Universal. What's happening now? Universal is about to kick you to the punch of how expensive your parks is. My dad is literally thinking, we're not going here. My dad and I are planning a trip to Universal one day. We are, and I'm like, granted, I don't think we can go to Disney World due to how expensive it is. Half the money, Vegas trip. 4,332. Then a family of 6 did with Disney World. 8,971. A little over half. Over double the money we spent at Disney. Over Disney. You failed to captivate me. You not only have failed, you basically told me you are not capable of telling good stories. You not only that, your refusal to go back to 2D has hurt me. Movies like It's the Last Wish, but this you that you can actually editors can make good content. On top of the fact that we made fun of you. What was Cartman thinking in that? Oh, I'm so scared. Don't let the Disney execs get me. Don't let them replace me with some women of color. Like blackface, that's my take. Modern equivalent of cinematic blackface you're doing. Granted, you can't change a character's skin color in the middle of a story, right? Like Jake Sully, or I can't believe I have to say Gady from BFDI, but here we are. Same sentence as James Cameron's Avatar. Here we are. Way too expensive. Not even making it a family location anymore. You're trying to make it a luxury location that only the rich can afford. And this is why I don't think you deserve to own AMC. You know what's going to happen if you buy it? Minimum ticket price instead of being $12 for a theater showing, $25. Popcorn, way too expensive. Theaters are not going to be, not only are they not going to only show your film, they're going to be way too expensive. That's why I cannot let you buy AMC. I can't. It is because I know what's wrong in this situation. It means letting Elon have it for, and then after he gets imprisoned, all his business assets go to somebody more competent. That will mean I'll do that because it'll be playing the long game, preventing Bezos from messing it up. Even Disney from messing the hell to town with it up. Elon have his way. Short time until he gets imprisoned after a Democrat gets elected, and then somebody else more competent gets a hold of, the whole of Disney. AMC. Disney, but AMC. And this is why I genuinely don't like you, Disney. Granted, Elon is a bad guy. There's one person that was worse, and his name was Steve Jobs. I don't think Steve Jobs, he was a brutal man. He did a lot of stuff. He fired somebody for doing something small. I don't like Steve Jobs. I don't like him. Neither do I like Elon for hearing what he actually did, but you know what? Have AMC for a time. Let him be thrown in prison and let somebody else handle it afterward. That way, that somebody else who is more competent let every movie in the theaters, regardless of what company that made them. You're thinking, but if Disney got AMC, every other company would be forced to make their own theaters, perhaps. This is the part that makes me even more disgusted. Born theaters. Really want born theaters, people? Theatrical strip clubs? No, that's gross! Disgusting! And there will be companies that won't be able to afford their own theaters, right? Open theaters across the nation. Granted, Universal will. Everyone's a Universal. Sony probably won't. Have to go or somebody else. Won't let them. This is why I don't want Disney acquiring AMC. If they acquired it, they would only show their movies, and that could be a problem. That would lead to bankruptcies of multiple film companies. And guess what would happen? Foreign theaters, companies after the companies that can manage make movies in theaters, porn theaters come about, and that would just be even more disgusting. I would never go there. It's like a strip club. Like, oh my gosh, no. We do not need a theatrical version of a strip club. Yeah, Disney. In my eyes, you've not only lost the plot, you've lost your own identity as well. I don't think you're capable of handling anything anymore. You know what? I'm glad I'm not seeing. I just refuse to see the new Snow White movie. Movie sucks. I don't think I need to. I think I might even skip into Zootopia 2 now. That movie is rated R in my eyes because there's some very. Like, if you replaced all the humans. If you replaced all the humans. With like this is why I freaking hate you. We don't need porn theaters. We don't need a Disney theater chain. We need a theater chain that allow for all movies regardless of what they are in theaters. We need freedom in what movies we're able to watch. Not enslavement to what over yours crap is. I know what you're planning. You're planning on blocking us from all your movies until a certain point. If you have the biggest theater chain, you'll only be able to show your film, and that's such it'll be harder for me to actually go see a movie that isn't yours. Go see a movie I enjoy. Isn't corporately sludged out. I'm gonna wrap this video up. No, Disney, you cannot buy AMC. You absolutely cannot. Buy that company, you're gonna mess up cinema forever. We are at a battle for the war of cinema. The main antagonist. Goodbye, Disney. Goodbye, everyone. I don't think they're capable of handling things. We are at a war for the battle of cinema.